So it is currently 7:40 p.m. Tuesday night, November 28th, and I just saw the news that Mark Cuban is selling his majority stake of the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, this is just absolutely shocking to me. Mark Cuban not only is one of my favorite owners in all of sports, but I think he's one of the best owners in all of sports too. And I honestly can't imagine somebody else owning the Mavericks. I mean, all of my life, every time I thought of the Mavericks, I thought of Dirk and I thought of Mark Cuban. I just can't imagine them being apart. The New York Post is reporting that Mark Cuban has agreed to sell his majority stake of the team to Miriam Adelson for $3.5 billion. The report goes on to say that Mark Cuban will retain a minority stake in the team while presiding over basketball operations. So he'll still be involved with the team, we'll still see him from time to time, he just won't be the owner anymore. So Mark Cuban first bought the Mavericks back in 2000 for $285 million. This is a profit of 1,257.1% of his initial $280 million investment. Good shit, Mark. The timing of this sale is also interesting to me as Michael Jordan just sold the Hornets back in July. Jordan sold the Hornets for $3 billion after an initial $275 million investment in 2010. This leaves Air Jordan with almost an 1,000% increase on his initial investment. It's interesting to see how much valuations of franchises have changed since maybe even 10 years ago. We can look at the top 10 most expensive franchises ever sold, and all of them happened recently. Obviously, NFL teams are valuated at more money because that league just makes so much more money than every other league. But with this sale of an NBA team for $3.8 billion, they're not that far behind. Plus, with the NBA's new TV deals coming into play in 2 years, there's talks of it being worth $75 billion. These leagues and owners are only going to make more and more money. But with the league making more money, salary cap will continue to rise, and people will be less skeptical about Jaylen Brown's contract, as that will be looked at as cheap in a couple years. The NFL, on the other hand's current media deal is worth $125.5 billion. Yeah, the NFL and NBA are literally in two different leagues in terms of money. The report from the New York Post went on to say that Mark Cuban announced that he'll also be stepping down from Shark Tank as well. God, this just gets sadder and sadder. Honestly, I don't think I'll be able to get used to Mark Cuban not being on Shark Tank as well as not being the owner of the Mavericks. That's going to take some time. Man, I'll never forget that 2011 championship. That was one of the most underdog teams in NBA history, making their way through the playoffs, slaying teams, and then finally making their way to the Dragon of the 2011 Miami Heat and slaying the Dragon. And from me and every NBA fan out there, we want to thank you, Mark, and wish you the best. What do you guys think of Mark Cuban selling his majority stake to the Mavericks? Do you think it was a smart move on his part? Let's have a discussion in the comments. Subscribe for more, leave a like on the video, and I'll see you in the next one.